Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's race 3 of the qualification phase, Group B of the 2019 Formula Europe Championship. And as you can see, we are in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. This is the place where the first phase is going to end. But first of all, let me introduce to you my guest tonight. And first of all, let me introduce my partner on commentary tonight. Please welcome Olivier Parry.
Hey Luca, hey everybody.
Of course, if you are watching the image and the footage from the track, it's because we have a very good broadcast director. So please welcome Alessandro Pietro Catella as the broadcast director tonight.
Good evening, everybody.
Still 15 minutes to go to this qualifying session, and this one will be the first 100% race distance of the 2019 Formula Europe Championship. We already had a race last night, but was not broadcasted live for Group A, but we're back live for Group B, and as you can see, drivers, Olivier, are coming out of the pits all on intermediate tires as it's raining actually on the track.
Yes, and we can see there is a blue sky in some parts of the sky, so perhaps it will not during all the qualifying, but you have to make a time as soon as possible in case the rain is being heavier.
And we'll see what's gonna happen during the session. As I told just a few seconds ago, we still have 14 minutes and 35 seconds to go while there's a yellow flag in sector 3 at the moment. All drivers are on track, so they've all decided to join the rest of the field. And so we'll see what's going to happen. The first time we have it's by Yamotti 99, setting a 31.7 in sector 1. Then here comes Lauda, that is 4th and slower in that sector, and a new record in sector 1 with 31.6 sets by Hexi. Then 31.8 for Vettel. And we already have 2 invalidated lap times as Frederick and Vettel himself got their laps invalidated by the game. So lap will not count this time. 30 minutes to go, checking the second sector. And again, the Mercedes of Yamotti is the first one to come across the line in sector 2 with 52.6. And here comes a 52.7 by Lauda, who is much slower than what I was expecting. 53.3 for Hexi. Maybe a mistake for the Mentalins driver, while Yamotti ends the first lap of this qualifying session, scoring a 154.9. Obviously, this is a provisional pole position time, but all the other drivers are coming. And Lauda is in second place, so it's pretty high time. Maybe he made a mistake in the second sector. Sets a 56.4. 2 times faster goes Exi with 56.2. Also, De La Rosa is coming on the finish line, and De La Rosa with 54.7 sets the new fastest lap of the session, while both F1 MD Mark and Yamotti are now in second and third place with 54.9. 55.9 for Bruno, and checking also Derek, who is at Blanchimont now. Oh, and Frederick goes wide at Lecombe, so that means he lost 2! And there's a mistake by his teammate Dexy ahead of him. He almost lost the car at the exit of Lecombe. And so
and
even
Bruno
this lap
lost
will
his
not
car
count.
in the Radion. He has to be really careful on the track in this place, because Radion is really, really dangerous in these conditions.
Everybody is trying to improve in their second attempt, and the fastest one in the first sector with 31.3 is Frederick.
Is out in Pouhon, I think.
Oh.
Is out of the track. but
And
he
he's
didn't
trying to
work.
rejoin.
Yeah.
Alexander, one of the F1 MD drivers, sets the new fastest lap, 1:54.6, just slightly 1/10 faster than De La Rosa, who is in second place. At the moment, still everybody on track. The only one who is returning to the pit after only one lap is F1 MD Yamotti. So maybe the Mercedes driver got less fuel in his tank than the other drivers. Even the McLaren of TF1, Laura, is returning to the pits. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if they had less fuel in their tanks, or maybe if they are going to try to switch to the slick tires.
Yeah, I think they will wait a little bit of time to see how the conditions will evaluate. But we can see F1 MD has made a really good start in this qualifying with 3 drivers in the first 4 positions.
Yeah, sure, of course. They have a very good advantage in the standings, so
Yeah.
they
Not a surprise.
They are almost with both 2 feet to the finals. Meanwhile, there's a great battle behind them because Team Mentalism, Team Territory F1, and Liga Online F1 are all 3 fighting for a spot in the knockout phase. For the ones who don't know which the knockout phase is gonna be, we're gonna have 2 races next week. The first one on 50% distance, the second one on 100% distance, and it's gonna be a race between the 3 teams second classified in their groups. So in the end, we will have of these 3 teams, only 2 will advance to the final, and then of course we'll join the first 3 classified teams of each group. So that means that we're gonna have 5 different teams in the finals. Checking again now the timetable. Yamotti, Bruno and Laura are rejoining the track, and they are rejoining on intermediate tires, so it means that the track at the moment, it's still enough wet for these tires, and it's of course still not enough dry for a soft or maybe even a super soft or ultra soft tires. These are the tires we have here at Spa, while Alexandre is trying to improve himself, and another one who's improved himself is F1 MD Mark, 1:54.1, but he's beaten by TF1 De La Rosa. That is the first driver of the grid, pulling himself under the minute 54 with 1:53.927.
The Hexy is coming to the pit, and he made another mistake in the Radion. Yeah, 2 mistakes in 2 laps for him, one in Puhan and one in Radion.
I'm also checking for LeBron 93, a little bit of traffic for him at Lecombe, and a big control again at the exit of Lecombe before coming to Rivage. Oof. While I'm also checking for Alexander, who sets a 31.5 in the first sector, slightly faster than himself, and he's also faster than himself in sector 2. He is coming to the finish line, but he decides to pull himself into the pits again, while we'll still have 7.5 minutes to go. Yamotti coming into the first sector. It's the second attempt of his qualifying. He sets a 31.7 in his first attempt, and it's a 31.4. That means he is 2.5 tenths faster than De La Rosa. So let's see what's he gonna do in the second sector, and let's see if maybe the track is improving. Oh, he goes a little bit wide at Rivage, but maybe he is gonna have a better exit here for Bruxelles, and then down to Puhan. Coming to Puhan right now, checking the second sector that Yamotti sets before. His best time in the second sector was a 52.6. The best one set by De La Rosa was a 51.9 in second sector. It looks like He was not so brilliant.
Oh,
Camilo is
Camilo.
out of the section. Camilo is out of the section.
In the com, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, exit just coming. I lost. I think he lost the car on the curbs on the left turn and going to the wall directly. Impossible to control for him.
and in the second sector, Yamotti is just 1.5 tenths lower than De La Rosa, but he still have 1/10 of a second. So let's see if he can maybe score a 53.8 and pull himself in pole position. Oh no, it's not enough. 1:54.057. He is in second place, and he gets ahead of both their teammates. So now F1MD Mark is in third, and F1MD Alexander 97 is in third place. While 31.6 in sector 1 for Bruno. 52.6 in second sector. He is improving himself, and yes, he is improved to 1:54.6. That pulls him into P5 ahead of his teammate LeBron 93. So actually we have De La Rosa in first place, while we have another yellow flag in sector 1.
Yep, but I don't see.
Yeah.
No big
De La
crash.
Rosa is returning now on track. Again, intermediate tires for him, so his last attempt will still be on a new fresh set of intermediate tires. Just few seconds less than 5 minutes to go. Again in sector 3, a new yellow flag, but it looks like
It's
nothing happened there.
But I think he let pass just a few drivers, and he has no fuel for him.
Oh, Yamotti is trying to improve. He sets a new record in sector 1, and he is improving too in sector 2, but does not set his personal best in that sector of the track. He's still 23 cents of a second faster. 4 minutes to go. Do you think he will try to end this lap knowing that he will not have enough time to go to the pit? We'll see. No, he is returning in, so let's see if he will have enough time.
I think he will, but he will have to be really fast in exit lap.
Second consecutive lap for Bruno, and he is almost 4 tenths faster than himself in the second sector. So that means he may reach P3 if he maintains this gap. He is closing his lap with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go, coming to the finish line. Let's see if Bruno can improve himself, and he's in P4. He lost a lot of time in sector 3.
Yeah.
He does not even set his best time in that sector. It's 1:54.5, and he is in 4th place, while Mark of F1MD is coming now on the finish line, and he is starting his new fastest lap. Again, yellow flag, sector 2.
Just Derek letting pass some drivers.
Checking the timetable, 31.18. 31.8 in the first sector for Alexander 97. He's 0.3 of a second lower than himself, and Bruno, again 1/10 of a second faster in the first sector, is still trying to improve himself. 31.9 for Vettel in the first sector. He's 2/10 from pole position. 31.4 for De La Rosa, who is improving in the first sector of almost 3/10 of a second. So maybe De La Rosa will try to confirm the pole position. We'll see what's going to happen in this last few minutes of the session. I'm still checking the timetable to see if any other drivers is trying to improve. Even Yamotti is now back on track. 2 minutes to go. He is coming down to P1, so he will surely have enough time to come across the finish line for his last attempt. De La Rosa at La Fagne, very careful on the curb. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of traffic ahead. At the exit of Stavelot, there's a Red Bull ahead. But De La Rosa managed to improve very, very fast in the second sector. 51.5 compared to the 51.9 in sets before. Oh, great control at the exit of Blanchimont, and now he's coming on the bus stop. Oh, look how much he's close to the Red Bull there. He's surely gonna lose a little bit of time. De La Rosa crossing the finish line, and it's a new record, 153.9, almost a tenth of a second improvement find by De La Rosa, while Yamotti is coming down the finish line right now.
And I think he didn't lose time. I think it was a great strategy by TF1 because Vettel was just in front of him.
Lauda!
Lauda, yeah.
Lauda in third sector.
De La Rosa was in the slipstream of Vettel during all the straight in Blanchimont.
So let's see what Yamotti will be able to do, while Bruno again trying to improve with 31.5. How much fuel have Bruno in his car at the moment? But his lap has been invalidated.
And it's not raining, so the track is the best at that moment.
And we'll see what's gonna happen. I'm checking the times of Yamotti, and his lap has been invalidated. So Yamotti will not have the opportunity to attack De La Rosa, while his teammate Alexander pulls himself 6.5 tenths of a second from pole position, and with 53.8, he is now up into second place on the front row, right next to De La Rosa.
And,
Bruno is not improving in the second sector, while Hexy maybe. No, it's Frederick right behind him. Let's see if Frederick is improving himself.
And Reborn
even
is
Mark
in the wall.
is improving.
I don't know where he is, but he's in the wall, and we see a lot of mistakes. I'm not sure, but I think the intermediate tires perhaps is going to.
Oh, Hexy and LeBron.
Yeah.
Ball out. LeBron hit the wall.
Perhaps the track is too dry.
Oh.
I don't know.
Mark in second, 153.6. We have a new F1MD driver in second row at the moment, while Bruno didn't manage to improve, so 154.5 is the best that he can. Luis Cashan is maybe also trying to improve, 2/10 of a second faster than himself in the first sector, but he's 2.5 seconds from De La Rosa in that sector. Let's see if he can improve in sector number 2. Oh, it goes a little bit wider the exit of Stabalot, 52.0. Yes, he is improving 0.3 of a second faster than himself, but he almost lost an entirely half a second to De La Rosa in that sector. But anyway, looks like Luis Cashan can maybe try to pull up himself into the first 2 rows of the grid. Oh, look at this. Oh, he decided to give up just when the race direction have habilitated the DRS, so that means that now the track is clear, but no one will have the opportunity to use the track in this condition, because everybody, all the drivers have take the checkered flag at the end of the session. So De La Rosa ahead of Mark, Alexander, Yamotti and Sarello, 1 TF1 drivers ahead of 4 F1MD drivers that will start from 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Then in 6th we're gonna have Liga Online F1, Vogrand, then Bruno, Luis Cashan, Frederick, Hexy, Derek, Lauda, Camillo, Vettel and LeBron. So how about this qualifying session, Olivier?
It was really interesting, and we can see that in the end of the session, if someone put it the slick tires, I think it could be on pole position, but it was pretty impossible to predict that the track will be absolutely dry in the last minute. So we saw a lot of mistakes in the 3 or 4 minutes, and great job from De La Rosa and F1MD. Really impressive with 4 drivers in 2, 3, 4 and 5 position.
And we'll see what's going to happen in the meantime, you will have on screen the final standing of this qualifying session with De La Rosa that will start from pole position ahead of all four F1MD drivers tonight, with Mark, Alexander, Yamotti and Sarello. Then we have Vogran, Bruno, Luis Cashan, and all the others. Of course, do you believe that maybe drivers are hoping for a dry race? It's a dry race, but looks like we still have some clouds ahead of the circuit, Olivier.
Yeah, it's really unpredictable. Obviously, the drivers in the garage have some informations that we don't have, but yeah, we can see that there is very lot of clouds, so perhaps rain in the race. And we didn't say, but LeBron has been disqualified on the qualification. It's
Yeah,
pretty strange
for
that he didn't move his car.
parking in
Yeah.
a dangerous position. Yet we know that the game sometimes do some tricky things.
Yes,
But anyway, it's
perhaps he
very
couldn't
unlucky
move.
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because he was in the middle of the qualification, I think, in P9 or something like that. So it will be difficult for him.
And we'll see what's going to happen. We're just waiting for the drivers to get ready on the grid, and then we'll have the green lights for the formation lap. We can clearly hear the click of the countdown before the start of the formation lap, and here we are with all drivers on the grid, and it's formation lap here in Spa-Francorchamps just in a few seconds. Or maybe not.
I hope yes.
I hope so, yeah, sure. We'll see what's gonna happen. Maybe, oh, here it is. Here it is. We were already getting scared for the possibility of some problems, but it looks like everything is clear and all cars have left the grid for the formation lap. So, Olivier, compared to the first two races of the group, this time we're going to have a 100% distance race, 44 laps here in Spa-Francorchamps, and for sure it's going to be a completely different way of managing the race, the tires, the fuel, the energy recovery, and all the things that we have in game this year.
Yeah, especially on this track, if I remember correctly, the ERS and the fuel was a big problem because it's really difficult. The lap is really long, and you have to be in the good group to have a slipstream, and not alone, and not in the bad group because it's difficult to overtake and difficult to create a gap when you are in front. So it will be really different, as you said. It's not a sprint. It's very long, 100%, and yeah, it could be really difficult than the qualification.
We'll see what's gonna happen if even my mind is not wrong. You may have the possibility to start with a less load of fuel in your tank here, but you have to. You can decide. You can complete the race with less fuel than the 105 kilograms you can maximum have in your tank. But yes, you are also right, because here the energy recovery is very important for the ERS.
Yeah, because there is two big straights in Blanchiment and also in the Radion, so it's really hard to have the energy during all the race.
So we'll see what's going to happen with the McLaren TF1 La Rosa rejoining the grid, and all the other drivers, all the other cars right behind him. So we are just now going to wait for the green flag to be waved on the bottom of the grid, and then the start procedure will begin. The battle for second place between TF1, Liga Online F1 and Team Mentalist is about to begin, while F1MD is in a pretty mature position. All lights are on with 5 lights here in Spa-Francorchamps, and we're about to go. And it's rock and roll in Spa-Francorchamps. Brilliant start by De La Rosa, who managed to defend himself. But it's going to be a very, very long straight before Kemal and all the other drivers. There's a Williams going a little bit wide at the exit of La Source. And Vogran, with a great start, is up into 5th place, right behind Alexander. Sarello have lost a couple of positions after the start and is immediately attacked by both the two Force India of XC and Frederick. But let's see if Mark will be able to take the lead on De La Rosa. Oh, yes it is. Mark is the leader of the race. He managed to overtake the McLaren at the Kemal.
And
then Hexy and Frederick. Oh, Sarello made a mistake. Oh, and now he's in 12th place at the moment, trying to regain a position on TF1. Lauda, and there's a contact between them. There's been a contact between Sarello and Lauda. And Sarello again have lost several places. He is now back into P13 at the moment, while ahead Mark is leading De La Rosa. Then we have Yamotti, Alexander, Bogran, Bruno, Hexy, Frederick, Luis Cachan, Camilo, Lauda, Lebron, Sarello, Derek and Vettel. These are the standing when the race leader F1 MD Mark is just crossing the detection point of Sector 2 in the middle of Stavelot. De La Rosa is very close. Both Mark and De La Rosa are trying to create a gap on Yamotti and Alexander, because actually De La Rosa have just a 1 second gap differential on Yamotti. Now it's almost 1.2. And we are about to conclude lap number 1, but the race will be very long. 44 laps to go. Obviously, F1 MD Mark sets the fastest lap of the race at the end of the first lap, 150.5. And now we will see which will be the pace. But be careful, because even if the DRS is still unable at the moment, there's going to be a high possibility that De La Rosa will have the opportunity to attack Mark, as same as Mark have done just 1 lap before. And De La Rosa taking all the slipstream.
He don't want to pass. He take his energy to 0. He want to stay behind Mark until the DRS is available.
There are lots of fights even behind, with Bogran who managed to overtake XC and retake P6. Even Lebron have overtook Lauda, taking P11 at the moment. Oh, Alexander already only at the second lap, and he already received a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that's going to be hard for him. He had to be very careful, because as we were saying before, the race is going to be very long.
Yeah, and good news for all the drivers, because no damage on no car. It's pretty rare to see that.
Luis Cachan on Frederick, who made a mistake before Lapagne. And Liga Online F1 driver Luis Cachan managed to take the place on him. Now he have a 1.2 second gap on the other Force India of XC.
And Camilo
is right at the back of Bruno. Camilo and Frederick trying to go on the outside. Frederick defending on the inside, while De La Rosa, Yamotti, everyone sets the new fastest lap of the race, 1:48.0. So that is the pace it looks like we're gonna have tonight. We'll see what's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of action is gonna happen at the end of the Cannon Straight in this lap, because all drivers are very close to each other. Almost none of them are much distant than 1 second. Now De La Rosa trying to attack. He goes on the outside on Mark, who trying himself to defending on the inside. But in the end, De La Rosa managed to take P1, while Lebron gaining P10 ahead of Camilo. And it looks like Team Mentalist driver was able to overtake Camilo. And so is now up into P10. Now, Olivier, we'll see if De La Rosa will be able to create a gap, because if you don't create a 1 second gap at least on the driver behind, you will be always under attack, because first of all, the drivers behind will get very closer from in the straight. You have from Stavolo to the bus stop, and then he will have the opportunity to use the DRS at the exit of Eau Rouge on the Camel Straight. So
Yeah,
you have to create a gap.
absolutely. This kind of track can be really frustrating for some drivers because if you're not, if you're fast but not enough, you can't create the gap.
Camilo with Lebron at Blanchimont, and Lebron maybe was forced to go wide on out of the curb, and he received a penalty while there was a 147.3 sets the new fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, but Mark is really close, and
It's very close.
it's difficult because there is three F1MD behind him, so it's not a comfortable position.
Let's see what's gonna happen if Mark will stay there and wait one lap more, but it looks like he will try.
Yeah.
This time De La Rosa is not defending, and Mark goes on the inside, retaking the lead, and it's the third new race leader in 4 laps. While Frederick managed to overtake Luis Cashan, and even Camillo, with a great move on Lebron, retaking P10, and you can clearly see how much the rest of the field is very close, as we have Bruno, then Vogran, XC, Frederick, Luis Cashan, Camilo, Lebron, Lauda, Sarello, Derek, they are all very close. The only one who's losing a lot of time, it's Vettel, but as you can see, actually Vettel is the only one of medium tires, while there's a 3-second time penalty for Liga Online F1, Luis Cashan.
And Sarello is passing Lauda at the outside.
And Lauda again, at La Fagne, Lauda trying to defend himself. But Sarello, in the end, managed to maintain P12. Even Derek is very close to them. And you can clearly see De La Rosa is very close now at the exit of Blanchimont, going into the bus stop, but it is obviously the side that stays behind. And of course, this battle is helping Yamotti and Alexander, as they are still there. So race is very long, but we have 4 drivers in very we have 4 drivers in 1.5 seconds.
Yeah. And they have to be really patient and always thinking about the fuel and energy. And we can see that De La Rosa is
He's recovering now.
Yeah. He's choosing when he wants to pass and when he don't want.
Frederick on XC, and again battle between Lebron and Camillo, and again Lebron managed to take P10 on the Sauber, while behind them F1MD Sarello is 1.3 from both Lebron 93 and Camillo. So if they continue to fight against each other, Sarello will be there soon. And one thing I'm looking for now is that when drivers are in the second sector, when there are not particularly long straight, you can clearly see how Mark and De La Rosa were able to almost stretch the gap to 1 second to Yamotti, but then Yamotti had the opportunity to rejoin them by using the slipstream there, and then the DRS later.
Yes, because at this moment De La Rosa losing a lot of time in the end of the straight because he don't want to pass, so he brake really soon, and Yamotti took 3 or 4 tenths just in the braking zone.
Camilo again fighting with Lebron. They are very close, and again Camilo managed to take the position on Lebron. Of course, we have to notice that the first 4 drivers at the moment, so Mark, De La Rosa, Yamotti, and Alexander, are all on soft tires. Then we have Bruno, Frederick, Exi, Camilo, and Lebron on super soft tires. Soft tires for all the other 3 seconds for Hexi. The only one who's running on medium tires now is the F1 battle. Again, Lebron with Camilo. Lebron is ahead this time. Camilo trying to use the slipstream, but there's too much speed for Lebron. And again, Lebron ahead.
I'm not sure. I think perhaps there is a little touch just after the radion. but
maybe.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Again, Marco, Della Rosa, Yamotti, and Alexander, all very close. The four leaders, the group of the leaders of the race at the moment, after 6 laps out of 44 here in Spa-Francorchamps. Race 3, the last race of Group B.
Sarello.
While there's
Sarello
Sarello is out. It looks like he lost his car in the middle of Pouhon.
Yeah.
He was behind Lebron and Camillo. I don't know if there's been a contact because Lebron and Camillo were fighting against each other and Sarello was right there. It looks like he lost the car there and he lost a lot of time. Now he's on the bottom of the grid, almost 4 seconds away from TF1 battle.
Yeah, it's a very hard beginning of the race for him. And I'm not sure if he will change his tires, but it's soft tires. It's he have to continue. It's really too soon to pit now. Yeah,
and we'll see what's going to happen. Actually, I have Mark, Della Rosa, Yamotti, and Alexander are all lapping on the pace of the low 48. And Della Rosa now is very close, using the DRS. Depending on the inside is Mark, Della Rosa going on the outside, while we can see now just a little bit of sound making his way through the clouds. And Della Rosa made his way through and is back in the lead. Actually, Bruno is losing about 4 or 5 tenths of a second per lap on the four drivers ahead of him. He is lapping on the high 48. The leaders are lapping on the low 48, as I was saying before.
And with these super soft tires, he will last more times in the few laps to come. And we can see that Vaughan is really close now.
Yes, it's very close. The fact here is that the super soft tires have a big advantage only in the first 2 or 3 laps. Then they begin to lose a little bit of performance, and then it happens that for the most of the stint, on the same stint, the super soft tires and the soft tires are on almost on the same times. Vaughan on the outside of the bus stop, trying to take position on Bruno, but in the meantime, Louis Cachan managed to take P8, and he is now ahead of XA. Oh, again, Vaughan on the inside on Bruno at Lasers, and he managed to get through. But I do believe that this is a strategical mistake, because now Bruno will surely have the opportunity to attack him again on the straight of Kamau.
And Bruno is really slower than Vaughan, so he will lose a lot of time in sector 2.
Bruno again ahead.
Yeah.
And he managed to get P5 again on Vaughan. And you can see that now behind them there is also Frederick. They very close, while behind Hexy is fighting against Luis Cachan. Even Hexy is on super soft tires, so you can clearly see how all the drivers on super soft tires are struggling at the moment. You can see it with Bruno, the both for India, Frederick and Hexy. So maybe the whole Frederick, the things goes from bad to worse. As we see a 3-second time penalty.
LeBron at exit of Pouhon, he lost 1 or 2 seconds.
And Camilo again managed to get through. Oh, another 3-second time penalty, and now it's Luis Cachan. I'm trying to take a look at the penalties, because we have several penalties at the moment. We have 3 seconds for Alexander 97, as well as 3 seconds for both Force India, Frederick and Dexy, and Luis Cachan and Dexy. And he overtook the Force India even before the breaking point of the bus stop, while Bruno is the first one who decides to return to the pit. Even De La Rosa,
with his soft tires, it's really strange.
He's going on super soft tires.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it's gonna be a 2-stop strategy?
Yeah, I think it took stops, but even with the strategy, it's really soon.
Maybe he will try something different because he know
Yeah,
he was losing time fighting with
absolutely.
Mark and all the drivers. So he's gonna try something different, and now we'll see what the other drivers gonna do. While there's a 3-second time penalty for TF1 Lauda. So now, actually, I was. Talking about the penalty. So, as I was saying, 3 seconds for F1MD Alexander 97, as well as 3 seconds for both for Sindiao, Frederick, and XC. Then 3 seconds for LeBron 93, 3 seconds for Derek. 6 seconds for Lauda, and 6 seconds also for Luis Cachan. While Luis Cachan is again fighting against XC, and now they are fighting at La Pagne. And again, Luis Cachan managed to maintain the position.
And that was overtook Derrick. He didn't lost time. It's important for him to make his strategy working.
And none of the F1MD drivers on the lead decided to cover De La Rosa's strategy. So it will be very interesting at the end of the race, seeing which strategy will pay off.
And Janotti perhaps now is faster than Mark.
And we'll see what's going to happen. Hexy again on Luis Cachan, but he goes too much late on the brakes at La Source, going wide, and Luis Cachan is still ahead. And Bruno overtook Lauda, who decided to return to the pits. And maybe Lauda is going on the same strategy of his teammate De La Rosa. And there's even a new front wing for Lauda. Again, XC on Luis Cachan managed to get through. And even again, it looks like a never-ending story now between Lebron and Camillo, with Lebron again managed to overtake the Liga Online F1 driver, Camillo. They are fighting since the beginning, since the start of the race, as now we almost reach the first quarter of the race with F1MD Mark Yamotti and Alexander leading, and there's a 3-second time penalty for Bogran. So that means it's the first penalty for him.
De La Rosa is coming back on Camilo and Lebron. It will be really dangerous and hard to him to overtake two guys, because obviously Camilo has the DRS. And
there's a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe something between Vogran and Frederick, and Vogran goes very wide at Blanchimont, so maybe there has been a contact between them, and it looks like he's struggling with understeer. So maybe there is, oh, he touched the wall. Oh, you can, oh my. He's losing so much time there, he's struggling. De La Rosa, 1:46.6, that's the new fastest lap of the race, and he is gaining more than 1.5 seconds per lap on the leaders. He's very close to Camillo now, while actually Bogran and Lebron decided to return to the pits. Oh, you can see how much is getting closer there.
No problem.
And he's already overtaking him. Yeah.
And the next driver is 2 seconds behind him.
And already you can see he's under 2 seconds. There is now a 1.8 differential between them. Sarella and Vettel on the outside at the in the braking zone of Lecombe, and he managed to get through. So now Sarello is up into P9, and he managed to recover 4 seconds on Vettel. So actually, the medium tires looks like they're still not working properly.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the medium tires.
No. Luis Cachan, if he continue like that, is going to have a lot of trouble, because after 1/4 of the race, as now we are on lap 11 out of the 44, he already having 9 seconds on his back.
And there is two drivers with super soft tires who has no pit. It's Frederick and Camilo. I think
Camilo.
they're going to pit perhaps now because they're losing time now.
No, Frederick
No,
is
Frederick
continuing.
won again.
And De La Rosa is already right in the back of Luis Cashan, and Camilo is returning to the pit. Camilo returning to the pit. But I'm also taking a look to De La Rosa, who is very close to Luis Cashan now. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to overtake the lead online F1 driver. Mark again regaining the leader of the race, overtaking Yamotti. And De La Rosa overtake Luis Cashan. And actually, De La Rosa is only 13 seconds from the leaders.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
On Sarello, and Sarello goes wide. Vettel goes through Derek, and he also tried to take the inside for Rivage, trying to overtake Sarello, and Vettel on the inside managed to get through at Rivage. But the battle is still on. There's also Bruno there. Ooh! Look at that situation there with the Bruno, Sarello, and Derek. Oh, they're very close, and they are coming down into P1. Sarello maintaining the inside. On the outside is going Bruno, and that's a brilliant move by Bruno on the outside of P1. That's pure great action. You have to have big guts if you want to overtake on the outside of P1.
For sure. And no touch or little touch, no big contact. So really fair driving by the three drivers.
And De La Rosa is still gaining a lot. Now he just have 1.7 seconds to reach Frederick in 4th place, and he's gaining 1.3 seconds in this lap on the leader. Then that's of course a new fastest lap, sets on 1:46.1 on lap 12. Derek on Sarello, and maybe we'll see if Sarello took any damage during this battle, or it's gonna be only strategy. It's just strategy, and here comes a new set of soft tires, so maybe. Oh, Yamotti, 3 seconds. And that's going to be important in the end of the race. As I was saying about Sarello, a new set of soft tires for him. So maybe, I'm almost sure, he will also be on a 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, because he only put soft tires at this moment, so he has to put the super soft or the medium, but I think he will try to put the super soft in the end of the race. But it was a really tough first stint for Sarello, a nightmare because he was in the first position and he has a lot of incidents.
De La Rosa on the inside of Lafagna, fighting against Frederick, who's struggling a lot with those super soft tires. Now he's on the outside of Stavelot, and they're very close. Oh, brilliant. Again, another brilliant move on the outside of Stavelot. Of course, De La Rosa have much fresher tires, but anyway, you have to find the space to overtake there.
Yeah, and I think Frederick stayed on track, perhaps yeah, you know, he's going to the pit. I think he wanted to make lose time of De La Rosa because TF1 and Mentalism are in the battle for the 2nd place.
Yeah, and they are also very close to each other, so every point counts. And Frederick is going on a new, fresh set of soft tires. And let's see where he's going to rejoin.
Frederick made a good job with these super soft tires, I think.
Yeah, he made them last a lot.
Yeah.
And he's just ahead of his teammate Exi, right behind Liga Online F1 Derek in 9th place. And now De La Rosa, 10 seconds from Alexander, 10 seconds from the race leaders. And Lauda, 3-second time penalty. Do you believe it's the 2nd one for him, maybe? No, it's not the 2nd one, it's the 3rd one. So now we have 9-second time penalty, as same as the Renault of Luis Cashan at the moment. While Hexi managed to get through on Frederick, or maybe that was team strategy, because maybe Hexi will be much faster with those new super soft tires. Oh, Derek, time penalty. He got 3 seconds at the middle of P1, going a little bit too much wide there. And I'm just taking a look at the timetable of the leaders, as they are still doing a very good pace. Now Yamotti sets his personal best with 47.4. And De Rosa is lapping on 46.5. So for the first time in the last few laps, he gained just slightly less than 1 second on the leaders. Now there are 9 seconds between them.
Yeah, I think De La Rosa will lose a little bit of time with these tires during few laps. He's 6 laps now with these super soft tires. But the problem of the super soft is essentially in the first stint. If you put them in the second on the third stint, the super soft are really better than the first. So it was a good strategy to start with the soft, in my opinion.
And even Derek is going on a 2-stop strategy. He goes again on the soft tires, so he's gonna be forced to do one more stop to change the tire compound, as actually he used only soft tires. LeBron on Vogran, and he managed to get through, so he's now up into P10, and he can clearly see the two Force India of Exi and Frederick ahead of him, while TF1 Vettel, 3-second time penalty for him. It's the first penalty for Vettel. And Exi, 3-second time penalty for him too, and now Exi with this one goes up to 6 seconds. Again, none of the leaders decided to return to the pit, so now it's much clearer than before that Yamotti, Mark, and Alexander will go on a one-stop strategy. Well, the fact is that De La Rosa will have to recover a lot of seconds, because even if he catch the group ahead, he will have one stop to recover, maybe something like 19 seconds.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't see the race yesterday, so I'm not sure. But are you sure the 3 F1MD will only one pit stop? I'm not sure it's possible. With medium tires,
actually,
you mean?
Yeah, I'm meaning that they're gonna go on medium tires, so that's the only solution. If they're gonna choose another tires, the super soft will not last long to the end. And of course, if you go on new soft tires, it's the same that happened to Camilo before and Derek. You have to go for a new stuff later.
I think in the place of Mark or Janotti or Alexander, I will try 2 super soft tires instead of 1 medium. But I'm not sure, but I will try this.
Now Frederick looks like he is having a little bit more pace than his teammate Hexi. Hexi have 5 laps on his super soft tires. And behind them, Vogran managed to overtake LeBron again. Back into P10 again. While Vettel actually is the only driver actually on track that still have to stop 15 laps on medium tires. So I'm just thinking about one thing. Yes, he's going to lose a lot of position when he is going to be back to the pits, but just taking a look at the timetable of Vettel, he's going to have a very fast soft tires, I do believe, in the end, or maybe even the super soft tires, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you, Luca. I think it's not bad for Vettel. Really good job with these medium tires, because as you said, we are sure for him he will make only 1 pit stop. So it's 6th place is really his position actually, you know. So if he had a good pace in the last stint, I think he could make a really good result.
And actually, Vettel is lapping on the mid-low 48. He sets
Yeah.
2 consecutive 42.8 in the 3 laps ago and 2 laps ago. And in the last one, he set a 48.6. While the race leaders are actually, and just checking their time board, they were on a 48.4 in the last lap. So actually now Vettel is lapping on the same times on of the leaders.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one more thing we have to check out is the fact that De La Rosa is not gaining as much as he was gaining before. So maybe the super soft tires are starting to struggle a little bit now.
Yeah, it's harder for him now to be fast, but he continues lap after lap to gain 2, 3, 4 tenths, and now he's 6 seconds behind Alexander. So it's not bad for him in my opinion.
48.4 for Alexander, 46.9 for De La Rosa. Now return to push a little bit. Maybe he was restoring some energy the lap before, but now he managed again to gain 1.6 seconds on Alexander, and now there are just 5.5 seconds between De La Rosa and the leaders.
Yeah, and we can see that Alexander is struggling a bit because he's not in the DRS. Yeah, he lost the pace of the 2 drivers in front of him, and De La Rosa is really good with his ERS. We can see that he has a lot of energy during all the lap. Really great mileage.
Vaughan overtook Exi at La Source, but of course Exi now have the opportunity to use the DRS on the Camel Straight, and then overtook the Renault again, and he managed to make it. While there is a new 3-second time penalty for Sarello, and now 6 seconds for the F1MD Mercedes driver. While now F1MD Mark is returning on a much faster pace. He is just 3/10 off the pace on his personal best lap in Sector 2. And you can clearly see that De La Rosa have gained just 4/10 of a second in the last lap on Alexander, compared to the 1.6 second he gained the lap before. So they are maybe playing a little bit with the pace ahead.
And Alexander is in the pit.
So it's the first one of the 3 race leaders to return to the pit, while we have a new 3-second time penalty for Derek.
What he put in
super soft.
Yeah,
so
he will
you were right.
Yeah. And he will be really, really fast with these tires. He have to overtake really fast the other drivers, and perhaps there is no traffic for him, just Luis Cachan, and after that he has a clear track.
And maybe he's going to lose a little bit of time in this lap, because I'm pretty sure he's going to catch the Renault of Luis Cachan in the second sector. So that is the part of the track where he's going to lose a little bit of time, but then he will surely have the opportunity to overtake the Renault in the next lap, or even before. We will see. Anyway, we'll see if one or both, even Yamotti and Mark, will return to the pit at the end of this lap, or if they will continue, because actually De La Rosa now is for the first time lapping on their same time, as you have 10 laps now on these soft tires. Sorry, super soft tires.
Yes, and it will be really interesting to see. And Luis Cachan taking
12 seconds with this one.
Yeah, it's a really, really big problem for him in the end of the race. Alexander, it will be interesting to see how faster is Alexander compared to De La Rosa, and it could be a good information for Mark and Gianotti.
Yamotti and Mark decide to stay in the track. And De La Rosa have gained a lot of time in the third sector. He gained half a second there. So now there are 4.7 second differential between Yamotti and Mark. And De La Rosa is in third place. So, Olivier, I was thinking about one thing. with this strategy, maybe the three F1MD drivers will be able to go on a double super soft tires in the end. Actually, I don't think De La Rosa will have this opportunity. Maybe De La Rosa will go on a soft tires for the last part of the race.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. We didn't think about that, but he pitted really too soon to put another super soft, I think.
While Alexander 97, as I was saying before, got the opportunity to overtake Luis Cashan on the straight of the Canal. So now, as you were saying before, we will have the opportunity to see which pace we'll have with those new super soft tires compared to De La Rosa.
Yes, and as you said, De La Rosa will probably.
Oh, Lauda! Sorry, I was taking a look at on the screen on Lauda, and he almost did the wall exiting the Lecombe chicane on the downhill to Rivage. And maybe was very lucky that he didn't have any damage because he was very close to the wall there.
And these tires are probably not clean now.
Marco Yamotti returning to the pits. And now let's see if they're gonna go on a one-stop strategy or on a two-stop strategy. Super soft tires, so they are on the same strategy of their teammate. Two-stop strategy for them. Alexander 145.6, of course, setting the new fastest lap of the race. And with the pit stop of both Yamotti and Mark, of course, De La Rosa is returning on the leading of the race. Oh, 5 seconds stopping on a penalty for De La Rosa. Sorry for Lauda.
Yeah. And I think Alexander is 1 second faster than De La Rosa, if I'm right.
Actually, yes, De La Rosa was lapping on the mid-46 in the last lap. Mid-45 for Alexander, and I'm pretty sure that both Marco and Yamotti will go even, maybe, on the low 45. So we'll see what's going to happen. As you see, De La Rosa is losing a lot of time in the second sector. Lost almost 0.6 of a second there on Alexander. While Sarello is overtaking Lauda, who is struggling much more after he made a mistake on the lap before. Lauda again going wide at Rivage, but he's been able to keep his car in. But anyway, Sarello ahead of him is pulling away, and now we have to check his rear mirrors as he have the Sauber of Camilo right behind. I'm just taking a look at De La Rosa timetable, and for the first time he goes on a mid-47, 147.4 in the last lap, while Alexander is also trying to improve. 45.9 for Alexander, lost a couple of tenths in the third sector in this last lap, while we arrived to the half of the race. Lap 22 out of 44. We have still 22 laps to go, while Mentalism Lebron is overtaking. No, it's Fogwan who have returned to the pits, and same is Lauda.
Only on 11 laps with these super soft tires.
That's maybe an indication for De La Rosa, but De La Rosa anyway was able to do 13 laps on this tire and counting. Well, an indication for De La Rosa can maybe be the fact that both Yamotti and Mark have made 20 laps on the soft tires with a much higher fuel much higher fuel on their tank. So maybe we'll have the opportunity even to stop now and go to the end of the race. But maybe we'll try to manage the gap he have now as much as he can, and then see what happens in the end. As he maybe know now that in the last part of the race he will be on a harder compound compared to all the three F1MD drivers, Alexander, Yamotti and Mark. They're going to go on the super soft tires. De La Rosa will surely go on a soft tires.
Yeah, and
And
at
let's
this
see.
moment of the race, I don't really see a solution for De La Rosa. I think
Yeah.
it will be really, really hard to win this race or to finish second or third.
There's the new fastest lap. I was saying before that both Mark and Alexander and sorry Yamotti may be able to lap on the low 45, and that was 1:45.1. It's the new fastest lap of the race. While De La Rosa now have still a 9.5 second gap on Alexander, while XC with the Force India is returning to the pits. And he was on super soft tires, 12 lap old super soft tires, and soft tires for him. So Hexy, he's doing the strategy we were thinking about, the one that maybe De La Rosa could do.
And Alexander made a little mistake.
Made a mistake at
Losing,
Rivage,
yeah, 1 second perhaps.
While Hexy have rejoined the track, and he is right in the back of the Sauber of Derek, but he's going to be very close now. He will also have the opportunity to use the DRS, and maybe he will try to go on the inside with Derek, who defending himself on the inside, moving just at the last moment, but in the end, it looks like Hexy is going to make it. Yes, it is. Hexy managed to overtake Camillo. Looks like they're still fighting. Camillo goes on the inside at Rivage, but Exi again. Oh, and Camillo goes wide. Too much. Even Bogran managed to gain the position, and now pretty sure that Exi will have to fight with Bogran, as they are on the same strategy. Bogran have just a 1 lap older tire than him. Yamotti 1:45.0. Another new fastest lap, and now they are right behind their teammate. Pretty sure that Alexander will let them go.
Yes, but I'm also still searching the solution for De La Rosa, and he's already made 15 laps, and there is only 20 laps to go. So if he do 2 or 3 laps more, he can put again the super soft tires, and I think it's the best for him. And he's not losing too much time. There is 9 seconds. I think if he puts 2 or 3 laps, there is only 4 or 5 seconds, but it's perhaps it could be enough.
While Frederick managed to overtake Bruno on the end of the Camel Straight, and now he's up into 5th place. Maybe another possibility for De La Rosa would be the fact that he may wait until Yamotti and Mark will be right there behind him, and then decide to pit. So he can have the possibility to go as much long as he can with those super soft tires, and maybe have the opportunity to use a new super soft tires.
Yes, it's a possibility, but I think he will pit just before they're going too close, just to be sure to go in front of them after the last pit stop.
And we'll see what's gonna happen. End of lap 24, and De La Rosa is lapping now on a 1:47.4. Yamotti, he goes just a little bit wide at the exit of the last chicane. 45.2, so that means they gain 2.2 seconds in this lap on the leader.
Yeah, I think if I was in this place, I will do two laps, not more, just 2 laps and go to the pit. Yeah.
Mark again very close to his teammate Yamotti. He goes through, and of course Yamotti let him go. And Beto decided to return to the pits, and of course there is a brand new yellow soft tires for him, and these tires will last till the end. And Vettel is rejoining in 11th place, 7.7 seconds from Camillo. While there's a fight in between Sarello and Lebron, with Sarello on the outside of the Williams of Lebron 93, and Sarello is through. And now is up into P7, while XC again is fighting with Bogran. They are very close with the Force India. Managed to get through. Oh, Bog trying on the inside, but there was no space there. And so you have to stay behind XC. They are on the same pace at the moment. They have overtook each other a couple of times before, but it looks like none of them was able to create a gap.
Yes.
De La Rosa again on the finish line, 47.2, while Mark sets a 45.8. Again, they gain 1.4 in this lap. Well, if they gained 1.5 seconds per lap, De La Rosa will have the opportunity to wait a little bit more, maybe
Yes.
2 or 3 laps.
When we see the time, it's really big because Mark and Janotti change the position every lap. So Janotti perhaps made a really big time 1 lap ago, and in this lap it was just 5/10 faster than De La Rosa. So we have to make the middle of the time of Mark and Janotti, I think.
17 laps on these tires for De La Rosa is really making
impressive.
A fantastic job on those tires. Lap 26 out of 44. Still 18 laps to go. TF1 De La Rosa leading. And if he may catch this victory, there's going to be maybe the decisive result that will make TF1 drivers advance to the knockout phase. But the race is still very long. As I was saying before, there are still 18 laps to go, while TF1 Vettel and De La Rosa is returning to the pits.
Yes, all right. He could make, he could continue, perhaps, but we are not in the cockpit. Perhaps it's a nightmare for him. I don't know.
Yes, it's a nightmare, but maybe he decided to return in the pits also because he don't want to risk any kind of puncture on any risk.
Yes.
And there is a new set of super soft tires, so it's gonna go till the end. Of course, he does. He managed to do 17 laps on those tires, so he's gonna be able, sure, to do another 17 laps.
Yes, because there is the fuel. There is no. Oh, help me. No fuel.
There is less fuel in the tank now.
Thank you. Absolutely. So it will be easier. The last stint is always a little bit simple than the others.
Lap 27 out of 44 for the ones who are starting to watching us just in the past few minutes. We are in Spa-Francorchamps, and this is race 3, the last one for Group B. We are deciding which team will go to the final and which one will go to the knockout phase, and which are going to be the 2 teams eliminated from the championship here in Spa-Francorchamps. We have 3 F1MD drivers leading the race, with Yamotti ahead of Mark and ahead of Alexander. 97, LeBron is out of the race, and he crashed. At the exit of Le Cambia, just before the beginning of the downhill to Rivage, and he completely destroyed his car. So LeBron is out of the race, and that is a huge shot to team mentalism.
Yeah, and we can remember that last week Sky Sox in Baku was really fast and also broke his car during the race. So. It's really a shame for them. And another yellow flag.
In sector 2, and it's Camillo.
Yes, it's
Camillo is out, and I can
the front
clearly
wing is broken, I think.
Yes, on the left of his front wing.
Yes.
So something happened. He also received a penalty, while in the lead of the race, Mark is retaking the lead. They are doing this kind of game every lap. Mark retaking the lead on Yamati, and Alexander again is losing a little bit of time on them as he is now out of the DRS zone of Yamati. There is a 1.3 second differential between Mark and Yamati and their teammate Alexander. But now we'll see which pace will De La Rosa be able to set. We saw a 45.0 by Mark before using the DRS. But now we'll see what De La Rosa can do with those new tires without using the DRS, and that will be an indication of his potential. Oh, Camilo is out! And I do believe he may be retired, yes.
Yeah.
He retired in the pit, yes, I was checking for that. So he retired in the pit. Well, maybe the incident he had was too much for him, and he decided to give it up. So that's maybe the coup de grace for League Online F1. They were in 4th place in the standing with 30 points. They had 20 points less compared to TF1 and Mentalin, so
it's
that's maybe championship over for them.
Yeah. And at this moment, of course, De La Rosa has the key perhaps for the qualification for TF1, and also obviously the retire of LeBron is catastrophic for Mentalism.
And maybe with the lap of De La Rosa we can clearly have an idea on how much the slipstream and the DRS are important here. With newer tires than the others, he sets a 45.3, which is of course his new personal best, but it's not the fastest lap of the race, just 0.3 of a second lower than the 45.0 set by Mark. And on the last lap, Mark managed to set a 46.1. So that means De La Rosa have gained 0.8 of a second in the last lap on the leaders. And he is now 9.3 from Alexander. While De La Rosa, TF1 Lauda, 3-second time penalty for him. And now he had 12 seconds. And he is fighting with Derek.
They touched Derek and Lauda.
Yeah. And Lauda lost the front wing. There is a piece on the right of this front wing that is missed at the moment. So they had a touch and Lauda hit the wall. So Lauda managed to save himself from the wall 5 or 6 laps ago, but he was alone. And now they touched and Lauda wasn't able to avoid the contact with the wall, so he will return to the pit. And there's going to be a new front wing for the TF1 driver. While we still have 15 laps to go. Lap number 30 out of 44 in the Spa Francorchamps. And Yamati again on Mark, retaking the lead. 8.8 seconds between Alexander and De La Rosa.
And it's a big advantage for them to work. They do 2 laps in the front and then going back, recover the energy and taking another stint. It's like a cycling race, you know. And, it's for De La Rosa there is no possibility. He has to.
Oh man! No, Alexander and Yamati!
Oh,
something happened on the leaders! Maybe Lauda is out of the race too! What the hell happened there? Even Mark damaged the front wing. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Mark. I was saying that it was an advantage, but I'm not sure. Perhaps they touched each other.
Oh my goodness, what happened there? I saw maybe it was Yamati going, maybe like he was pinned. Something happened, I don't know what. And now we'll see. Oh, even Alexander is returning to the pit. That's a disaster. That's a disaster.
Lot of time in the pits because they are in the same team.
And De La Rosa is right in the back of Yamati. Oh my God.
Gianotti has no damage, but obviously the tires.
He lost
Yes,
everything.
yes, it's a nightmare for them. The three drivers has lost completely the race in this race incident.
Oh my goodness, that was really something I didn't expect. Really.
Yes, it was really under control, and they lost everything. And it's a big chance for Frederick, perhaps, in the fourth position, but he made only one stop.
No, he's gonna. No, he's gonna go for one more stop. I don't think it's gonna go till the end with 17 laps. Old soft tires. Alexander is still in third place. And he's 11th second from De La Rosa. But anyway, we'll see what's gonna happen. So Gianotti now try to making De La Rosa losing as much time as he can.
Absolutely, it's the only chance for Alexander to try to win the race.
And we'll see what's gonna happen. I'm seeing Gianotti, and it looks like he's struggling a little bit with the rear tires at the moment. Lap 31 out of 44. And maybe we will be able to hear in the post-race interviews what happened there between the F1 and the drivers.
And it's going to the pit, Gianotti.
He's going in,
he's going in. For the tires.
Maybe for the tires, but we don't know if he have any damage to the front wing. Maybe no.
Yeah, perhaps in the right.
No, he don't have any damage. There's no new front wing for him. He is rejoining. Alexander is in second. And Frederick is going in. So while Mark have overtook his teammate Sarello and he's now up into 5th place. So we have De La Rosa, 10.6 on Alexander, and then Gianotti, Mark and Sarello. Sarello is up into 5th, but he still have to pit.
Yeah. But he's coming from nowhere.
I was also taking a look at the TF1 battle pace. On the soft tires, he's lapping on now on the high 46, so 46.7 in the last lap, compared to just taking a look, compared to Alexander or De La Rosa. Obviously now they are much faster with the super soft tires. De La Rosa is actually on the 45.9.
And for TF1 there is De La Rosa and only Vettel. There is only 2 drivers, if I'm right. Yes.
Sorry.
TF1 there was only 2 drivers because Lauda has retired. So
and Verstappen is not here.
Yeah, even if De La Rosa is winning the race. Yeah, it will be enough. It will be enough.
Ooh,
but
no, it will be enough. 25.
No?
Yes. Oh, De La Rosa, 44.9. After 6 laps, he sets the new fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
And Alexander, with newer tires, 4-lap newer tires, sets 45.0. So De La Rosa is still faster at the moment. And he's stretching a little bit more the gap between him and Alexander 97. The crucial point of the race, Mark, of course, 144.210, new fastest lap of the race. And Sarello is returning to the pits. Pretty sure he's going to go on a new set of super soft tires, and yes, it is. And he's leaving the Mercedes box, rejoining into P10. X is in 11th place, but he's just now crossing the finish line, so he's not going to be able to overtake Sarello after the pit stop. Sarello is coming out now and is in 10th place, and he's 6 seconds away from Vogran. But I'm also retaking a look at the penalties because Vogran have 9 seconds, but Sarello have the same, so they are on the same page at the moment.
Yeah, and we have to remember that Luis Cachan, I think, has a lot of penalty. So Frederick will be perhaps 5th in the
3
end.
seconds.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
3 seconds, but don't think they they're gonna cost him too much. And De La Rosa again is gaining on Alexander. Now there are 11.2 seconds between them, and De La Rosa 144.6. Maybe he cut some corner in this lap because that was not counted as the new fastest lap of the race, while Alexander sets a 45.1, 11.3 second differential between De La Rosa and Alexander, while Yamotti sets a 44.6, 7/10 of a second faster than his teammate, and now there are 5.9 between Alexander and Yamotti, 45.6 for Mark, who is down 9.5 seconds from Yamotti. And Frederick is now very close to Luis Cashan. Pretty sure is going to be able now to overtake him at...
with
when
super
he's going
soft
to be...
tires.
Is much faster now and brand new super soft tire just 2 laps ago. It's very close already at the exit, double rouge already on. Oh, they very close with Luis Cashan trying to defend on the inside, but Frederick goes much faster than him and he managed to get P5 on the Renault of Luis Cashan.
Yeah, and I think in 1 or 2 laps, Bruno will overtake also Luis Cashan, and Team Mentalism will have the 5th and the 6th place.
I'm just gonna make a couple of counts to see if now they're in 3 seconds. That means that now Luis Cashan have a 15-second time penalty, and there are a lot of seconds. 15 seconds for Luis Cashan, 12 seconds for Lauda, but now Lauda was retired. So actually, for counting the drivers on track, Luis Cashan is the only one who have more than 10 seconds, 15 at the moment.
He will finish not in the top 10 if he continues like that, because even Sauero can pass him. And 5 seconds now for Luis Cashan in the last chicane. There is a little bug in this chicane.
Yeah, unfortunately. So that means that if he's not gonna stop, he will have 20 seconds on his back at the end of the race. So actually, De La Rosa will earn 25 points. Vettel may earn, just checking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 25 for De La Rosa, 8 points for Vettel. So TF1 will earn 33 points, yes, compared to Frederick, who is in 5th place and would earn 11 points. 10 points of Bruno, so 21.
And
Exi in 11th place.
5 points.
5 points is not enough. It would not be enough. 26 to 33. So if De La Rosa will able to win this race, that will be the decisive result, because if De La Rosa don't win the race and maybe end even in 2nd place, he will earn 20 points instead of 25, and it will be enough anyway, because it will become 27 for 28 for TF1 and 23 for Mentalism, maybe.
I didn't follow you in this last. I was thinking about something else. So no, I was thinking that for Mentalism, obviously the retire of LeBron is the main problem, because it would take perhaps more than 5 points, and also the catastrophic lap for F1 MD was the big problem for Mentalism, because I think they were expecting that Marco Iannotti will finish in front of De La Rosa.
We'll see what's going to happen. In the meantime, Bruno on the outside at the Camaro Luis Cashan and managed to get through with the DRS. So Bruno is now effectively up into 6th place. 3.9 seconds from his teammate Frederick in fifth.
Oh, Vettel in
Vettel!
spin
Vettel in the
in the
wall!
front.
Oh my lord! Oh
And
my
Sarello!
lord! Sarello! Sarello is out!
He was
Sarello
trying
is out!
to avoid
To
Vettel
avoid
and
him!
going
Oh, yo,
to
yo,
the
yo,
wall.
yo, yo, yo. Oh, yo, 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 yo. With 8 laps to go, Sarello is out of the race. Vettel is now in 9th place. And he surely have to hope he didn't broke anything. And now I have to recalculate everything. But
Yes.
before we do that, let's see if TF1 Vettel have any kind of damage on his front wing,
think
because
no. I think the
he
car is okay.
slightly touched the wall. He slightly touched the wall. Oh my lord! Anything is happening in this last quarter of the race.
Yes, so Exi won a place, and Vettel lost one. So it could change a little bit.
So I'm just checking out. So there are Rosa with 25. Of course, he is still the leader of the race. Actually, Vettel is in 9th place.
So it takes
7 points.
7
7
points.
points. So it will be 32.
Absolutely.
Compared to mentalism, no, it's still not enough for them. It will be
No, because just
still
1 point.
21 plus 21 plus 6, it's 27.
Yes.
Still not enough for them. Only, of course, it's not what we're hoping for. Only if Vettel retires, that would be the great opportunity for mentalism. But actually, there are no chance for them with
And
the
again, 3
with the
seconds
positions
for
blocked.
Mark.
Yeah, 3 seconds. It means there are 6 seconds for him.
6, and Frederick is only 7.
Only 3-second time penalty for Frederick. So that means that between Mark and Frederick, there are 3-second differential in terms of penalties. So Frederick is actually at 4.4 seconds from Mark.
Yep.
La Rosa is still leading on lap 38 out of 44. Still maintaining a 10-second time. 10-second gap on Alexander, and Yamotti is getting closer to his teammate, just slightly less than 2.5 seconds between Alexander 97 and Yamotti 99, while Mark have a 13-second gap on his teammate. But anyway, that is not going to change anything for F1 AMD. They anyway gonna have at least 2 drivers on the podium at the moment. That these drivers are Alexander 97 in second and Yamotti 99 in third, with Mark in fourth, and Frederick is gaining on Mark.
Yeah, and
or maybe Mark made a mistake.
Yes, he lost 2 or 3 seconds in the previous lap. I was checking the times because I was a little bit surprised by this return, but it was a mistake.
And now you can see there are 6.5 second gap between Mark and Frederick, but Frederick has 3 second less time penalty than Mark, so it means that actually Frederick is 3.5 seconds from Mark, and Vettel 3-second time penalty. Now he's struggling, and also have to check out the penalties.
Yes, perhaps Extip could overtake Vettel with the penalties.
No, they are on the same page at the moment, because with those 3 seconds, Vettel is up into to 9 seconds, same as the 9 second that also actually have.
And Frederick
so actually, that's
continues to gaining some time.
Time on Mark, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just taking a look at the lap chart of Mark, who sets 1:46.0. compared to 1:45.3 of Frederick.
Yes.
Almost 7/10 of a second faster. 6.1 now.
A big difference.
Now there's a big difference between them, but their tires are pretty on the same page. 8 laps on the super soft tires for Mark, 7 laps for Frederick. So there's not even that big difference in terms of tire age. between them. While Yamati is now right at the back of Alexander. He's almost under the second on his teammate. Do you believe that maybe Alexander will let him through? Because it's clear that now Yamati have more pace than him. While De La Rosa is still managing the lead with 10.6 seconds on Alexander 97 as we are at the end of lap 39. So actually, therefore we always have to remind that there are going to be several postways procedures as checking the qualifying lap of the drivers, checking any kind of claim about some incidents or anything. So we will have the results of the race being confirmed in the weekend for sure. But at the moment, the track is saying that the defending champion of the last season for one of those four drivers will close this group in first place. So that means they are going straight to the finals, and TF1 will go to the knockout phase with the other two second classified team, and two of them will also advance to the final after two races. The knockout phase will take place next week, and we're gonna cover it live on our channel. Lap 40 out of 44, less than 5 laps to go. And Yamati
Mark,
is still behind Alexander.
It's better for Mark. He's
6.5.
Yes. He made a good
6.5. So now he returned at least on the same pace of Frederick. And with, as I was saying before, with only less than 5 laps to go, it will not gonna be easy for Frederick to gain 3.7 seconds on F1MD Mark.
I think Mark has made a mistake 3 laps ago, and the tires were not absolutely good for the lap after, and now it's okay. He took his time to cool the tires, and now it's good.
Oh, there's the yellow flag in sector 2, and it's Bruno! Oh! And now even any kind of hope, and he's locked on the curb. He's locked on the curb. It's just like Alonso in Canada in 2010.
And
he's locked on the curb, and yes, he's been disqualified. Oh my lord!
I never saw that. It's unbelievable. Well, the car was absolutely blocked on the curb. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. As I was saying, it's just like what happened to Alonso in Canada in 2010 when he was blocked with the rear axle being blocked by the curb as the rear tires were not touching the ground. Oh,
I didn't see it, but the rear gear was only saw the first gear and second, but no the rear. So I don't know. But if the rear tires didn't touch the ground, there is no solution, obviously.
Oh my lord! I never saw something like that there.
For Mentalism, there is no hope now.
Yeah.
With only 2 drivers. Yeah. They have to. There was in the world. It's the only one solution for them. But I don't think.
Unfortunately, yes. And of course, we're not hoping for this. Anyway, De La Rosa is closing lap 41 out of 44. So at the beginning of the next one, we're still gonna have 3 laps to go, and there is still a 10-second gap between De La Rosa and now F1MD Yamati, who has managed to get through his teammate Alexander at 97, and he's now up into second place with 3 laps to go.
And the pace of De La Rosa was absolutely fantastic tonight, because even with 5 or 6 laps more on the tires, he didn't lost a lot of seconds. So absolutely amazing.
We saw a great pace from De La Rosa last week in Baku. We were very surprised of how much and how fast he was. And we had another proof of his pace tonight.
And
De La Rosa.
I think it was very smart, and you say that, Luca, in the beginning of the race when he got to the pit in the really
A
early
lot before the others, yeah.
Yes, because he knew that he was really faster, but he just had to be alone and not with the other drivers, and it was absolutely fantastic to take that risk, because it was a big risk, and at the end it's a very beautiful win.
Yes, sure, very good drive for De La Rosa. But we still have 2 laps to go, lap 42 out of 44. And of course, Olivier, tomorrow night is going to be an important night also for your team, because you're also playing for something important in Group C.
Yeah, we have I think 6 points. I think 6 points to catch, yeah, we have a strong team, and it will be really interesting. We will see that with the friends in Monaco, because we will be in Monaco this weekend. So we will see that.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So, and another yellow flag for Exi.
Oh,
And Pouin.
no! Hope he's
And
not gonna get stuck as his teammate, but he managed to rejoin.
Yes, because in the qualification, LeBron, I don't know if he had the same problem than Bruno, but 2 disqualification for the same team, it's unbelievable. I think I didn't see that often.
Still 9.2 second gap from De La Rosa to Yamauchi, from the leader to the second. While Frederick have given up on Mark. Now there are 8.2 seconds between them. And even if Mark is much more than 15 seconds from his teammate, there's not going to be any possibility for Frederick to gain one more spot, to gain the 4th in the last few laps of the race. While De La Rosa is going to the bus stop for the second last time. And then he will cross the finish line to start the last lap of the race. While Luis Cashan, again, 3-second time penalty. And it means he have 15, it's 18 seconds plus 5.
Plus 5, yes.
Yes, 18 seconds plus the 5. He will discount at the end of the race. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really big. He will finish just in front of Exi, because Exi has also some penalties.
So De La Rosa now on the last lap of the race. We were talking about before, Olivier. It's been a very great drive for De La Rosa tonight, because he really managed the strategy very well, and he also managed the first stint in the half of the race with the super soft tires. He made them last 18 laps.
Yeah, we couldn't think it was possible when we saw in the pit so early, and yeah, I think being the faster is not sometimes it's not enough to win, and he make a really good choice, and yeah, I really love what he's doing tonight. It's absolutely deserved. I have no more to say, just congratulations to him.
Just the last few corners for TF1 De La Rosa at the bus stop for the last time, for the 44th time, exited the bus stop, and TF1 De La Rosa wins the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Such a great drive for the TF1 drivers. Yamauchi crossing the finish line right now, is in second, and he will be followed by his teammate Alexander 97. And then in 4 there will be F1 MD Mark, who's at the bus stop right now. And coming down the finish line, then we're gonna have Frederick in 5th place. The fact is to see where Luis Cashan is gonna go after this one. I do believe he will fall down to P8. If my calculation are not wrong. Just crossing the finish line right now with his personal best. Of course, he's discounting now the 5-second time penalty. He didn't discount as a stop and go during a possible pit stop he may had. And yes, he is in 8th place. So now we're only waiting for XC with a Force India in 9 and Liga Online F1 Derek that will close the race in 10th place. Here comes XC, who is behind Luis Cashan. And here comes Derek, who closed his race in P10. So we're about to see some celebration there. On the podium. And here we are with the drivers, De La Rosa. Pretty sure he's very, very happy about this result. And it's, if I'm not wrong, it's his 2nd win. Champagne for everyone here with De La Rosa, Yamotti, and Alexander 97. And now some pose for the photographs. And here we are with a final standing, obviously an official standing, of the Belgian Grand Prix with De La Rosa ahead of Yamotti and Alexander, then Mark, Frederick, Vogran, Vettel, Luis Cashan, Hexi and Derek. Then we have retired from the race, F1MD Sarello, TF1 Lauda, Liga Online F1 Camillo, Mentality Lebron 93 and Bruno B097. So just now waiting for the first 3 drivers to join us in the post-race interviews. And it looks like some of them are already joining in. So
and I wanted to add that De La Rosa is the only one who has not taken any penalties. So really fast and really clear on the track.
Yeah, in 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
It's very good for him. Anyway, we've been joined by one of the first 3 drivers, and the first one have joined us here in the post-race interviews is Alexander 97. Alexander, good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
So it was a very good race for your team, but then we saw something happen and we didn't know what happened. And I want to ask the same thing to Yamotti 99, who have joined us right now. The first thing we all want to know is what happened at P1.
Guarda, ti rispondo in italiano, però comunque la domanda ho capito.
Sì, sì.
E niente, ci stavamo un po' tirando, eravamo vicini, avevamo più o meno lo stesso passo. E l'ho persa in ingresso a Puon e penso che nessuno dei 2 dietro è riuscito a evitarmi e niente, un errore, ho distrutto 3 gare.
Okay, so for what we didn't see during the race was the fact that they were trying to maintain their position. They were playing a little bit with the slipstream, the DRS, the energy, and what happened is that unfortunately, Yamotti lost the car at the exit of P1, am I right? At the exit or on the entrance?
No, in ingresso.
Okay, in the entrance of P1, and unfortunately, both the teammates behind him, Alexander 97 and Mark, weren't able to avoid the contact with him, so he basically destroyed 3 races once. That's what we didn't saw during the broadcast. Anyway, you showed a very good pace, but do you believe that maybe, even if nothing happened at Puon, do you maybe think that De La Rosa got the opportunity to win the race this time?
Guarda, penso che ce la saremmo giocata fino alla fine perché comunque negli ultimi giri, mi sembra in 12-13 giri ho guadagnato circa 8-9 secondi, che più o meno era il gap che avevamo. Quindi penso che sì, ce la saremmo giocata alla pari, diciamo. Comunque la sua strategia è stata davvero sorprendente, inaspettata davvero.
So I'm translating in English. So I was really surprised by the strategy of De La Rosa. That really surprised me. Anyway, I do believe that even if nothing happened to improve on with that accident with my mistakes, I believe we would have been on the same page, very close in the last few laps of the race. Because in the end of the race, I managed to recover 8 or 9 seconds to the La Rosa, and eight on that 8-9 second gap was the gap we had before. So I do believe that we may have the possibility to be toe to toe in the last few laps. Alexander, now, a question for you. You trying for the entire race to follow your two teammates, but in both the first two stints of the race, it was looking like you were the first one to struggle a bit more with the tires at the end of your stints. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. Because I hadn't had the pace of my teammates in all the proofs we did. I have to thank Simone because he teaches everything about this game because I didn't know how to drive till I met with him, and so I I'm really getting better and better, but yes, tonight was pretty important, the slipstream, because without it, I would have lost a lot of time. And so, yeah, I was the one who was struggling more than them, but unfortunately, they spun. I didn't damage the car there, so he didn't destroy only three races, but only his one and Mark one. So yeah, it's a shame, but a good race, and I'm very happy.
Okay, one more thing before we close the our broadcast tonight. It's a question, obviously, for both of you too. Your team will go straight to the finals, waiting for the knockouts that will take place, the knockout phase that will take place next week. How do you feel before the finals? How are your feelings? How are you feeling before the finals? Because you know that you're gonna go straight to the finals, as I said before.
Okay, start. I think we have a very fast driver, so I think even this year we can fight for the win for sure. And to charge them, I would say, Sidai, everyone.
Giamotti?
Non stavo sentendo, vuoi ripetere?
Okay.
Scusami.
Okay, I was asking, now that your team is already qualifying for the finals, how are you feeling, your sensation before the finals, knowing that you will be there?
Ma penso che abbiamo una squadra forte, tanti piloti bravi e ce la possiamo giocare. E sarà equilibrata, dai.
Okay, of course, I'm translating for the others. I think we have very good drivers, a very good team. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to stay there till the end for the finals. It's gonna be very close, but pretty sure we're gonna be there. So. Thank you so much, guys. So just remembering to the ones that are watching at home that you will have the possibility to vote your driver of the day on our Twitter account. So if you go on our Twitter page, Formula Europe, you can vote your driver of the day. So go there and click your favorite one. It's very sad that we didn't have the possibility to hear De La Rosa tonight, but unfortunately, I don't know if he don't have a mic, or maybe if he don't want to speak tonight. Anyway, I'm starting to thank the ones who have been with me tonight. So first one, I want to thank the broadcast director tonight, Alessandro Pietracatella. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, thanks to my teammate on commentary tonight, Olivier Parri. Thank you so much. Don't know if Olivier is listening at the moment. Anyway, we
sorry,
thank him.
I was
He
shut
was,
the microphone.
he was lost.
Yes, I was saying thank you, Luca, and it was a big pleasure to be here tonight.
Okay, and of course, thanks also to both F1MD drivers Alexander 97 and Yamotti 99 for being with us tonight in the post-race interviews. Thank you guys and congratulations for the result tonight.
Thank you.
So it's all for tonight. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow night for the race 3 of Group C. And we will see what's going to happen. We're going to have the names of the third finalist and the third team who will advance to the knockout phase next week. Thank you so much for watching us. See you tomorrow night. Have a good night and God bless you. Thank you.